What is at the top of your bucket list?
Coke and hookers.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. I thought it would be a cute idea, seeing as how this gentleman here, my beautiful husband, is a new father as of almost 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I came up with about 10 different questions. Please answer honestly, okay? Number 1, how do you feel about being a dad so far?
What was that?
That was Luca, and I'm gonna need you to go over there, like I told y'all about, to go watch your movie, okay?
Okay, because I just heard something. I was
so
about to
wrong,
it sounded kind of creepy. Like what?
Like I'm over here blowing farts as we're doing a video. No, that was Luca. Luca, please go back and watch your movie.
What? How has it been thus far? You know what? I'm not gonna lie. It's quite challenging. I've had lack of sleep. Not saying that I've never had lack of sleep before, but this is different than, pulling an all-nighter playing a game. This is more like forced to pull an all-nighter for a really demanding child. At the same time, when I see a sleeping face, it makes me excited about what the future might hold for him.
All right, so number 2, what is the hardest part of having a newborn?
The attentiveness, because he wants to be held a lot, which we can't hold him all the time. It's like feeding him. Apparently newborns have to eat every 3 hours or so. So, you even find yourself waking up out of your sleep just to make sure you feed them and everything. So it's like I said, it's the demand of it. Sure, yes, it won't remain this way forever, but right now it's like, I just wish I could sleep 8 hours.
He's getting a little better though. Remember the first night?
Oh yeah, that first night I didn't get no sleep.
He literally was having us do skin-to-skin contact. That was his only way of not crying. Like, we just had no shirts on for a few days.
I don't mind. The nurse actually said I looked good with no shirt
on. What is the most rewarding part of being a new dad?
You know what? I can't say, because this might sound bad, but I don't think I've reaped the benefits of it. Other people be like, oh, the joy of seeing your child. Yes, I am happy of seeing my own flesh and blood, the eyes looking at me. I haven't really reaped the benefit. I don't think any parent reaps the benefit until they see their child grown up, thriving, and then they be like, you know what? I did a good job. My child is, respectful, successful, and I'm proud. That's just my opinion.
Definitely just your opinion, because just to see that little boy smile, or even my daughter, hearing the sweet things that she says. All right, short intermission, had to grab the little man. You had more to say?
Well, get back to it. Don't get me wrong. I am excited and happy when he smiles and stuff like that. But like I said, I think for me, the most rewarding part will be looking at the future that this little guy creates for himself.
Next question. What religion will you raise your kids to practice?
I was raised highly religious. I guess I will fall into Christianity, but I'm more of a seeker of truth. I'm just reading the Bible, understanding it, so that I can know it for myself. Not much of a church person.
I think we've all been to churches where the pastor was more about money than anything.
And me personally, I just don't like that.
What would you name your daughter if you have one?
I guess we would go with the name that me and my wife both decided. Clementine C. Schaefer.
Would you ever consider living abroad? If so, where and why?
I actually wouldn't mind living abroad, and the reason why is because, one, the education system in the U.S., I have quite a few gripes. For us, the U.S. to be so amazing and wealthy, why is it we can't provide free education? Then on top of that, just the fact that they're pumping chemicals in the water that actually water, toothpaste, food that is actually harming their citizens. I haven't researched other countries yet, but I just find it interesting that the country we live in has so little care for its citizens. I've been looking at Thailand, been looking at the Philippines, and yes, people might say third world countries or whatnot. That could be the case. Maybe Switzerland, and then I don't know where Costa Rica falls into. I don't know what if that falls into a country or something like that. Sorry, but
It's a country.
someplace like that. That's excuse me. That's what I would be
Cheap
looking
places
into.
where the American dollar goes far, basically.
I want to have a prosperous, healthy family.
Me too. What is at the top of your bucket list?
Coke and hookers.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
Can I ask you, if you won all the money, what would you do with it?
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Oh, okay, that's not good. We were hoping for a different answer.
Seriously, answer the question, Mike.
Believe it or not, I've been to Venice. That was one of the places that I absolutely had to go. I would like to go back, but right now I haven't been to Japan, and Japan is one of those Japan and the running of bulls. So I gotta actually do the running of bulls. But you know what? I found out
You're
they
going to
do.
do that? You're going to participate or just watch?
Heck, sure, I'm going to participate.
Oh.
Yeah, that's basically Japan running the bulls.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, so what was the last thing that made you cry?
I refuse to answer that question on the grounds it may incriminate me.
You have to answer it. You have to answer honestly all these questions. You agreed to it, so
I did not. I can't answer that.
Why?
I absolutely. Okay, you know what? It was Bambi when I was 3 years old.
whatever. You probably cried more recently than that.
You know, I just can't answer that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's just I don't want people.
To judge you?
I've never cried a day in my life.
Don't believe him. Right? Well then, we won't talk about what made you cry then if you refuse to answer the question.
Absolutely.
Hopefully you'll be able to answer this one. What pisses you off?
My wife.
That goes without saying. What do I do that pisses you off?
Everything. It's so much I can't even name it.
Give me one example.
Okay, so you know what? This could just be the main thing. This just sums it up. Okay, this is my philosophy. I go through life like I'm playing a game of Monopoly. I hope for the best, but I'm planning for the worst. With my wife, it's more like, oh, bad things don't happen to me. Like, bad things only happen to you because you think negative. So it's like when I'm saying, hey, sweetheart, don't do this or this can happen. And then when it happens, it'll be like, it only happened because you thought negative. And I'm like,
Because for the most part, I generally go through life pretty unscathed. And I have for almost 34 years. Like, I can count on my hand the number of bad things that happened to me, technically. And there was always a reason for it. I learned from it, a hardcore life lesson, which I can't regret that because it just makes me stronger, makes me smarter, makes me better for the next time. So I don't look at bad things as bad things. I just look at it as, oh, there's something I may need to change about myself or something I need to look out for going forward. And then for the most part, because I have such a positive outlook on life and situations, stuff doesn't get me down. Stuff doesn't break me. Whereas some people deal with like mental health, one bad thing goes wrong and they ready to fly off the edge. I'm not like that. So it's a good thing that I feel like I'm the way I am. It's not like a protective thing. It's just me. I'm optimistic. I mean, I look forward to the future because I know I expect better things. The best is yet to come. That's how I look at life.
yeah. I look at life as if I'm walking down the street late at night, something potentially could happen. So if something potentially could happen, how can I mitigate that potential hazard? This is what husbands do. We think about the stuff that could potentially happen, and we try to prevent that from happening by giving words of wisdom.
Because you're my husband, I submit to you. I listen to you. I do what you tell me to do all the time.
Man.
So don't come for me. Because I got receipts on everything, okay? All right, I got one more question, okay? And hopefully this one doesn't hurt my feelings. Where do you see us in 10 years?
Me, I'm always one trying to progress, so I'm hoping that we'd be further along in life, both, well, I mean, we're doing pretty decent now, but financially further along. I will hope that nothing doesn't really change that much besides us growing older. older. So I don't see too much changing besides having more kids, less dogs, and I guess just making more money, and enjoying life. That's what I would hope.
Family trips.
Yeah, that's what I would hope for.
That's it. That's all the questions I have for you. I'm sorry, you guys, that he didn't answer one of the questions about what was the last thing that made him cry. Like, I thought that was gonna be epic because I don't even know the last thing that made you cry because you don't really cry, not in front of me anyway. But yeah,
That's because I've never cried a day in my life.
I don't believe you. Okay, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment, maybe some questions that you may have for us, and we will get back to you soon. Don't forget, my email is also in the description of my channel. If you have any other questions or concerns, or maybe you'd like me to review a book of yours, anything you got going on, definitely contact me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Appreciate you so much, and we will see you next time.